Okay, so one thing notably, if you watched the Aklo versus Nicki set, is Aklo does a really good job of not crossing the center line over ICs. And I think that that is really important because that's their main threat range outside of being like they have grounded stuff and they have jump up and up air when you're right above them stuff. And it's not very committal and it has a lot of priority, does a good amount of damage, can set up for all kinds of combos and stuff. Generally, you want to avoid jumping over ICs or sort of moving past them like a cross up from above. And Cody does that an insane amount during these games, and it doesn't work out quite as well as what Akla was doing over here on the side plat, where he was kind of chilling out, and then he would use side B to the top plat, or just kind of hang out over here. So beginning of the set, a little bit of a feeler. I This is part of why I think it's best to start the sets against ICs on a platform. You can come down off the platform, but I would immediately go back up. You kind of need to make sure they don't do any sort of match start cheese. They have a bunch of like game start desyncs and stuff like that they can do, and it's generally best to just avoid those and kind of make sure you set up a real neutral and not get caught in some sort of like pre-baked kill. And it's not that happens exactly here, but Cody drops down and just starts dash dancing, and Nicki's just like, oh, okay, wave dash and down smash. This is part of the reason why I think ICs do fairly well against Fox, or at least give him some trouble, is the down smash knocks down at 0. I'm pretty sure even solo climber down smash knocks down at 0. And that is really scary because they can turn that knockdown. First of all, the knockdown, a lot of times, the down smash will hit you all the way into the corner. Then if they get one tech chase, they're probably just going to get the 0 death off of it. And that's basically what happens right here. But I'm pretty sure Nicki does not end up killing off of this. Let me see. Yeah, so Nicki gets 4 handoffs this game and only kills out of 1 of them. And so you'd think this position would be like a free kill. I think if Nicki made sure... There's a bunch of small errors that Nicki makes during these sets, which are... It's to be expected. Melee's really difficult, but it feels like there were a couple optimizations that could have made it a lot worse for Cody. So, like, for instance, like right here, if he just got this walk-up grab and grabbed right here instead of doing the dash grab to the edge, this was going to be a way easier handoff, for sure guaranteed kill on this side. And he doesn't get it. He ends up a little bit too close to the edge, and he can't quite get it, so he just... Looks like he just decides to... I don't really know. It feels like you're not allowed to do a third blizzard here. It could be like wobbling or something. I don't really know. But it doesn't really matter. Cody ends up breaking out. It's kind of an interesting choice here. 3 blizzards is allowed? Okay. Huh. It felt like that might have gone over the pummel limit, but it looks like it was right on the edge. But regardless, I think a walk-up grab here probably would have just ended the stock immediately. And so now Cody is like, look at this. So now after this whole situation, Cody's kind of like shocked. He locks in like, okay, I got it. I'm going to go to the side plat and I'm going to chill here in the corner and not like really go in. He now plays this normal neutral here, which is still a bit aggressive. Cody's really aggressive all the time, this whole set. He's going in. There's never really a matchup where he doesn't go in, except he's learned a little bit against Jigglypuff not to go in. But he's at least playing the neutral here with the platforms and moving around and not just giving up stuff on the ground for free. He gets a pretty lucky interaction right here where Nana just does this nair falling to ledge, and then she basically just dies. Like the up B, you know, it's going to save her, but Cody's able to just get over there with a shine, so it's pretty much just like a chance Nana death here. And so this is kind of crazy, because you think, okay, chance Nana death, this is clearly like Fox favored. Turns out it's not. So I think Cody could have played this a lot campier and chilled out a lot more. But first of all, if he didn't take that like 70 damage from this handoff or whatever, he'd be in way better shape. The handoff puts him at a percent where Popo can do a lot more. So Popo has pretty decent combo game on Fox on FD, and he can still kind of do like tech chase combos and stuff on platform stages. But overall, his combo game and his edge guards and stuff are a lot worse with platforms. But if he gets you to some sort of like, if they get you to like a pretty high percent overall, Popo's not that bad. Down smash is really strong. Back air is really strong. You can get up air, back air. You can get down air, down smash, down throw, tech chase, down smash. Down smash's knockback is so crazy that you could die from like a situation like this with slightly worse DI. Even though Popo seems like such a bad character, just one drill out of the air, which I also think was like a little foolish. I think Cody in general, this set disrespects Ice Climbers quite a good amount, and I think that from watching his other sets in the matchup, I think that he disrespects them pretty habitually, and it usually works out for him, I think, just because Ice Climbers players aren't really down most of the time to just keep scrambling and keep fighting out of situations. But I think that's a strategy as the Ice Climbers players get better and get more well-rounded will kind of not be as good. Because you can't just, like, you would never be jumping in with this drill against a good character, but it just feels like, oh, it's Popo, it's fine, like, I can just jump in and drill him. It's like, nope, you get down smash. Now you're off stage. One more down smash could end your stock. Just quick CC down smash again. And he could have gotten a kill there, but it feels like Nicki's edge guarding is good, but it could be a little better. There's a few spots later I want to bring up concerning his edge guarding, but I think he plays neutral. It feels like basically his brain is so focused on playing neutral well with Popo, which he does. He plays crazy good Popo neutral that maybe sometimes he's not quite as locked in on a couple of the edge guards. Not quite sure, but he plays the neutral so well. I really like this position where he dodges the drill. This is important against Fox. Against a lot of other characters, if they whiff an aerial like this, like a Falco whiffs this down air, it's not too much trouble to just dash dance grab it. Fox, the drill and the way his like the low landing lag and the low short hop mix-ups with fast fall and stuff like that, a lot of times it's too dangerous to just attack into this. So I like what Nicki does, where he threatens attacking it, but he doesn't actually go for it. I think this is really good. Fox whiffs, threaten attacking, doesn't actually go for it, throws the back air to catch the timing mix-up here, and then Cody sort of dodges and comes back in, doesn't get hit by the back air, but he's now approaching Nicki in a spot where Nicki can get this down smash. I thought this was one of the best Popo neutral interactions of the set, for sure. I thought that was really clever. And now, like, look at how much damage he took. He took almost no damage. He took, like, one hit of damage this whole time, and it was when he was CCing a nair. This is big. Like, if your Popo can keep up with the enemy Fox, you're in really good shape. That goes without saying, but really impressive work there with the Popo. And I'm pretty sure the next stock, he ends up with a solo Popo as well, and he ends up still clutching it. Okay, so this is something Cody does. He has... It's very interesting. Versus the double climbers, he's a lot more freeform. He has a plan, but versus the solo climber, it feels like he gets a hit and he just defaults to this back air loop off stage, which is crazy, crazy good, by the way. Don't get me wrong. But it's interesting that he has this reduced so hard for Popo, and then against double climbers, he's a lot looser. So it seems like he's a lot more comfortable edge guarding Popo than setting up stuff on the double climbers in general. But he gets the back air edge guard very like standard. And yeah, Cody makes a lot of risky decisions this entire set. I think the right way to play against Ice Climbers, and we went over this a little bit in the Aklo Nicki analysis, the correct way to play against Ice Climbers is to move around a lot in safe ways. So they can't just move around like a normal character, right? Nana is on this 6-frame delay. She's trying to follow Popo around, but it's not easy. She doesn't have like pivot. She can't dash dance correctly, and so it's like she can't really dash dance correctly. Sometimes she gets caught on the platform. Sometimes she gets caught when you're going to ledge. Their movement is not as consistent as the other characters. So if you can kind of move around the stage without crossing over too many times. You can cross over every now and then on the top plat, but overall I'd say try not to cross over too much. and you just move around, you'll notice that eventually they either end up desyncing or they move in a way where maybe Nana gets caught in the air as Popo is landing and things aren't quite as cut and dry. And I would say usually those are the moments where you want to try to make an opening. Going in a spot like this where they are perfectly synced up and they are perfectly together, not the greatest idea in my opinion. I think this could have gone wrong very, very easily, and Cody could have just gotten grabbed and killed out of this. Like, I don't think going for these mix-ups is quite a wise idea. I think if you're gonna go for this, maybe something like double shine, double jump to top plat or something like that to just sort of avoid the potential stuff they could be doing. But there's two of them. You can't forget there's two of them. They have all kinds of secret plans that could be happening, and that's why a lot of times I try to either wait for a desync to happen or wait for some kind of thing where they're not just perfectly synced up and stationary. This could very easily just be like a wave dash grab or a shield grab or any of that stuff. And yeah, so he kind of goes for it again. He gets this little bit of like a chaos here, this little desync. So in a position like this, you have to watch out because Popo's in front of you. A lot of times you want to be in a spot where, or you're going to end up in a spot where Popo is further away from the Nana, and you're trying to sort of figure out how to get rid of Nana while Popo comes over to protect her. But in a spot like this, it's like Nana is further away. She's kind of irrelevant. You're basically fighting Popo in a one-on-one right here with a little bit of extra chaos factor. So it's just not super justified to go for this. This is another spot where Nicki could have just, sent a grab right here. Not that he would necessarily, but that it's a possible spot to get grabbed in. And this is honestly a pretty common spot that top players grab in, where Fox tries to run out of the corner and you grab him like right here. For instance, like Jmook. Jmook does a great job of just kind of moving back to right here, grab the run in from Fox. Just a very risky play. And Nicki doesn't grab him right in that spot, but he still grabs him for running in. And it's almost like Cody didn't fully see the situation here. Like, he's just sort of running back to them, being like, okay, well, they're still stuck in the chaos, so I can run back to them. But it's not that simple. Popo is fully actionable. I think Nicki could have definitely gotten more out of this one. I don't really get why he didn't do down throw dash attack. Or forward throw dash attack? I think it's forward throw dash attack. So I'm a little shaky on exactly all the specifics of ICs. I know them better than most players, but definitely not better than Nicki or his fellow ice climbers. There's a lot of spots that I'm just like, huh? Was that really all you could get there? But I don't know for sure 100%. But I feel like maybe something could have been done here. And usually this is a pretty reasonable option, doing this down throw up smash, but Cody does a really good DI and gets to the platform. So maybe he just didn't expect Cody to do this DI like that. So this is something that's a little interesting. It's maybe not the perfect moment to bring it up, but it does happen a couple times that I think Nicki could probably be a little bit... Maybe in this spot, it's a little ambiguous, but I do think he could be a little bit more aggro with trying to get the grabs out of stuff. I think a lot of times he'll get a grab, and then he'll just focus really hard on hitting the opponent. But I think there's some world here where he's able to maybe get a grab there. And maybe if not here, there's a couple spots later where it happens. Even like right here. This is another good example where I feel like he could he gets this really good, I don't remember what this is called, but you get Nana on the ledge, and then she's invincible doing her get up or get up attack. Either get up attack or roll. I think it's because Fox is so close here, she does the get up attack. And you get this free position here, and he goes for this as like option coverage, I guess. But I feel like this just gives Fox another chance. It's definitely optimal if he was able to get some sort of grab here, as far as I can tell. It's a little ambiguous, like I said. And Ice Climbers are such a complicated character that there's spots where you could say, oh, maybe you could get a grab here, and maybe you could convert it. And there's definitely ways when you get a grab right at the edge to hand off to Nana this way, and she'll throw them back into the corner. There's all kinds of things you could optimize here, and so it's a little tricky to talk about. But Nicki has really solid smash attack edge guards, and he makes it work. But, like I said, you end up with this kind of loop that I'm not too sure on. I also think he should be putting Nana on ledge every time here, but that's just me. Good up B recovery. This was crazy good by Cody. He knows that this is basically an opening. Gets the shine grab. Not a lot you could do there to defend if you're Nicki. I think that was really smart by Cody. This is something I think comes up a lot against a lot of characters. If you watch Cody enough, you'll notice he does a lot of run-up shield, short hop drill. And he's very good at it. Unfortunately, doesn't open up ICs as much as it would on like Sheik or something like that here. Usually in this spot as Fox, you want to get a drill grab on ICs. Is really good. And look at that. We end up with Popo versus Fox. But Fox is at high percent again. And Nicki manages to get the kill first, which is really impressive. That is not an easy kill to find as Popo. So yeah, it comes back. And Cody's probably going to set up. Yeah, Cody just sets up his back air repetition, which is really strong. Not a lot Popo can do to actually get out of this. But Nicki still manages to figure out a way. I think that Cody could be a little bit more proactive here. Like jumping out a little bit more to threaten. Like if he jumped out right here, it might cause Nicki to do a little bit of an earlier side B or earlier commitment. But it's not always super easy to catch this air dodge. So I get it. I think there were a few options that could have covered here, but ultimately just a good recovery by Nicki. Cody cleans that up. It's an up smash. And like, this is what I'm saying, where like Cody moves around, but what was the purpose of Cody moving around here? What really happened? Like he just, ICs are in this entirely neutral position. Anything can happen here. I do not think it is in Fox's favor to just run in and start throwing stuff out. Like I said, if you're going to go for something, maybe running double shine, jump away, something like that. Look for the split up. You need to look for the split. You need to make some chaos. Then you react to the position and do stuff. Cody putting in these mixes here is basically like him saying, okay, we're just going to kind of clash. And if I land my thing, I'm going to do more than you're going to do with your thing. And maybe that's a good bet for Cody most of the time, but against a character who has these guaranteed grab confirms and stuff like that, it might not be the best idea. And this is just a pure error from Cody's end. He's just getting a little bit too antsy. Like right here, you can stay right here, or you can go to center. Going to center, like over the top here, slightly risky. They could up air you for sure. I think going for like a double jump is probably a little bit safer. You can even like wave land on the top pie as you come down. The one thing you do not want to do, attack into ICs in a position like this, because they will find some way to get you. There's so many ways that hitting them can work out in like a chaotic way that benefits them. It's actually crazy. So look at this. Nana goes for this. Look at this. So Popo shields it, but Nana gets hit. And then, so Popo's getting like power shields, but Nana's getting hit. And it looks like Nana gets hit one more time than Popo, which probably is what gives him the time to get the grab here. I can't tell exactly what's happening, but this will happen a lot. There's a lot of situations where either you mess up your L cancel, or you kind of hit Nana a little bit more than Popo, and stuff like that. And that's why I try to avoid the chaos as much as possible from the Fox end, because he gets cooked for it. Crucial stock. Very crucial. I think this is the only handoff kill Nicki gets this game, I'm pretty sure. Yep. He got 4 handoffs, and that was the only kill. But that was... The nice thing about the IC's handoffs is that even when you mess up the handoff, you get a good amount of damage. And they kill a lot of times more so off of damage than off of situations. Like, they're not necessarily trying to get the perfect low percent edge guard. Most of the time, they just need some good percent and kill with a down smash or something like that. So... it's really good to be killing with the handoffs, and it kind of puts the momentum in his favor to get them. But He does win the game here despite missing most of them. Oof. So this is something you'll see Cody do a lot, and I'm not... I don't know exactly how I feel about it. So he goes for a lot of these running down tilts, and it does catch wave dash back, but it kind of depends how much you respect the character. I think that versus Popo, maybe it's a little bit more justifiable. He does it a lot against like double climbers too. It's good because it catches the wave dash back. They're always trying to wave dash back, barely get out of the way of, like, let's say running shine and then hitting you. So it does make sense to go for this, but I think that also down tilt in general is just a little bit risky. Like, let's say right here, Popo just happens to dash in and shield instead. He gets a big tech chase out of it. It's not really what you want. But I think that in this spot it was fine, but you'll notice as the set goes on, Cody overuses down tilt like a crazy amount, in my opinion. Here's the back air loop. Really solid. Gets the lasers, too. That's pretty much what you want to be doing here. You could be a little bit more proactive and finish it off slightly earlier, or get an up smash a little bit earlier, but this keeps it consistent. It's definitely the edge guard you want to do when you can't think of a better edge guard. It will beat Popo pretty much every time. It basically forces Popo to either have some kind of genius air dodge / drift, barely make something happen situation, or he just kind of gets looped and died, which is what Cody's relying on here. So, yeah, this is interesting. So notice that when they're playing neutral, it doesn't stay completely neutral. Like, if Fox and Marth are just dash dancing back and forth, it stays neutral. Neither of them is doing anything. ICs can't really maintain perfect neutral easily, because they're trying to do all this stuff. Look at this. They start desyncing immediately. And Nicki does this on purpose, but it's very hard to even not do this on accident to some degree. They will get naturally desynced, and the IC's player can desync them too, and a lot of times we'll go for some sort of desync attempt. This is when you can make things happen. You know you're not going to need to get hit by the blizzard. Popo's actionable. Nana's has a good amount of time left that she's blizzarding. So, for instance, if you go up here, there's no way they can be double up airing you right now, because Nana is still in blizzard. But they are going to expect you to try to attack right afterward. So it's not like, oh, this is just a vulnerability, like a guarantee, oh, you see this, it's time to go in. But it is less adaptable than they are when they're perfectly synced and able to move everywhere. So I think choosing this moment to go for a setup, or at least look for something, is possible. But as soon as I see that they're back together right here, I would not be going for this. I would be back over here trying to find some way to split them up. And Cody drops in at this angle with a back air. This was death. This is just like a game-losing mistake and doesn't really have any justification behind it. But he gets super lucky. Gets super lucky right here. And he does a jab, and Nana gets the buffered grab. If you hold grab, like hold Z, Nana will buffer grabs immediately. And so it looks like he missed the grab as Popo because of this weird, like, he's waiting for the shield stun, doesn't get it, and then tries to grab. Popo gets jabbed, Nana somehow grabs here. It's crazy how much weird stuff happens with this character. But Cody gets super, super lucky there. Just barely survives. Nicki doing really good corner pressure. I think this is sort of their counter to Fox being up here, is they try to pressure this area. But remember, as I was saying, if you shield well on the side plat, especially the outer edge, the further you get to the outer edge, the safer you are. And the more like if Cody was like right here, he'd be very safe. But now that he's right here, he's a little bit vulnerable to getting pressured. And I think right here, when he's coming down right there, this is an okay mix-up. They're not going to have a huge... Actually, like, honestly, it's pretty good, because they're not going to have a huge chance to get you right here. And there is a possibility that you died there. I don't think this is my favorite, but it is high payoff if it hits. I'd be a little bit worried about them getting some sort of like roll backwards with Nana doing a back air after this. Okay, Nicki makes it out. Cody's just up air, shield pressuring like crazy. So I think if you end up in a spot like this, the down tilt's not bad, where you just slightly outrange their down smash. Down tilt is basically like, it has a good amount of utility against them, but in a matchup where you don't need it that much, I think it's a little bit risky. Like, I think grounded moves in general, are like tilt moves, like, are a little bit risky, because you just can't like adapt out of them. There's no like real mix-up. You can't do like fast fall versus no fast fall drift mix-up. It's just like kind of like a raw move, and so things could go wrong from it, but he just ends up at the perfect range right here and gets away with it. Does he get phantom hit? Yes, he gets phantom hit here going for the down tilt. Look at him, he's like, really? And so I feel like Cody does all these default jump overs, like this sort of like, oh, I'm gonna make it ambiguous whether I'm in front of you or behind you. And these mix-ups are so good against Peach, Sheik, stuff like that. Not so good against Ices, because they're really focused on just short hopping above them a lot of times. And so he gets away with it. He's really good at those full hop mix-ups, but like this amount of jumping over is crazy, crazy vulnerable in my opinion. Look, he gets caught for it. You do not want to be directly above them. Pick a corner. Pick like a diagonal. Stay there. The more you jump over like this, the higher the chances they'll eventually get an up air here. And Nicki misses his follow-up. It's a very scary ending to game one. This is crazy. This is why you have to learn to respect double ICs. Is like, Nicki jumps here, notices the Nana is vulnerable, leaves the Nana here for Cody to hit. Maybe this wasn't entirely intentional, but it is something that can happen. And I think Nicki is at least somewhat aware of this potential happening. It looks like maybe he tried to sync them up and go for the jump here. But regardless, it was a really cool like spacing play. And ICs can do all kinds of stuff like that. Ooh, and then he just gets caught off this very unfortunate air dodge. This match could have gone either way. I think both players this game made some pretty significant mistakes. I'd say Cody made a lot more mistakes in neutral, whereas Nicki made some more punished mistakes this game. But that one little... This is another crazy one to me. I cannot believe that this did not end the game. I feel like there is something you can do here as ICs that is ending the game. This is also something I did not see Nicki do the throw, where sometimes the forward smash hits backwards and sometimes it hits forward. I don't know the exact input for it, but I know that they can choose between backwards and forwards. Nicki basically uses it 0 times this set, and I think it could have helped him a decent amount to kill Cody. And this is stuff, like right here, I don't understand why from this position Nicki does not put Nana on the edge, have her do a get up and get off. There could be some reason, but it feels like the edge guard just was a little too passive there. I think at this percent, jumping above them is actually pretty good, because if they up air you, you're not really in danger of any sort of combo happening, but it's a pretty niche spot. Okay, the down tilt again, but he does it at a spot where it works. It just feels like if you're perfectly at the range where you can hit their... Like, he does that shield pressure down tilt. I think those are pretty good. Like I said, you'll see later in the set, he gets into a bunch of spots where there's not really a justification for using it. And then right here, he's just playing very, like, raw neutral. I think he's expecting Nicki to try to sync up with Nana. Like, he gets this, and he's like, okay... Nana, like, I think he maybe be, like, watching Nana here. Like, kind of looking like, okay, what's going to happen? And he just gets big down smashed here. So this was a good mix-up from Nicki, but I also think Cody, he's just putting himself in a few vulnerable positions that he doesn't need to. Like, if you play a long neutral here as Fox, generally, I think it favors you because your movement is more consistent. But Cody doesn't do it. Nicki gets the big down smash there and takes game one. Okay. So let's see. Game 2. Cody goes back to Battlefield. I thought it was interesting that Cody goes back to Battlefield both times. It's not necessarily a bad choice. Battlefield might be Fox's strongest stage against them, but I do think that, like, potentially switching up the stage could have been a good idea, but it's personal preference. This is the very pivotal game. Cody loses the first stock, then takes 3 stocks in a row from Nicki, and then Nicki takes 3 stocks back. And his handoff to kill ratio is 100% this game. He gets 3 handoffs, and Cody dies all 3 times. Very crazy back and forth game. And we'll get into it here and see how it happens. So, once again, I feel like Cody just doesn't have enough danger sense. Like I was saying before, is in the last game he doesn't do it, but this game he does. They have match start desyncs, where the ice block's coming out here. They have a lot of stuff they could do here. I would not mess with this if I were you. I think a character having a special match start desync like ability, having extra options just because it's the beginning of the game, makes me want to like back off and let them start at an even playing field to where they're normally going to be, and then go from there. But Cody, he makes it out, but it's a scary spot. Very easy to die there as Fox. He's still going with this kind of like, I'm going to crush you style that I feel like I've seen, very frustratingly I might add, work like every time. Like almost every time I see Cody play against Ices, he does this exact same style where he just kind of does a bunch of mixes and hopes that they aren't able to adapt to it. And so it's like, this is not a real opening. I feel like Cody knows that he can't get a pure whiff punish here, but he's still just like, ugh. And I do not think this is good. This could have been a wave dash grab if Nicki had been a little quicker. I'm almost certain this is a wave dash grab. They have a 3-frame jump squat. I'm pretty sure they can get that. And if they can't get that, it's probably a wave dash down smash, which would knock down. And if it's not a wave dash down smash, it's probably a back air, which could potentially lead to a grab. It's just not... There's no reason. It feels like Cody basically plays it as if it's like an even matchup, where... An even matchup in neutral, where he's kind of like, okay, well, we play this even matchup in neutral, but when I get my hits, I get more off of it. And it's just not always going to be true. They're a very chaotic character. They have a lot of stuff they can do. A lot of stuff can happen. And you need to be more careful when you fight them, basically. If you want consistent success. And like I said, Cody's had very consistent success in this matchup for like a few years now. While, in my opinion, playing very disrespectfully against... Not against the players, obviously, but against the Ice Climbers. It feels like he doesn't really like... He's not thinking about his options nearly as hard as he would be against a top tier. And more so just trying to like create something to work off of and then just start fighting them both. But Nicki misses the potential tech chase there. And it's so interesting. Cody just goes in. These are the down tilts I really don't like. And he does some more that are even worse than this, where he just sees them, like they're just playing the game. They just whiff an aerial, running down tilt. It's like, man, if you hit this down tilt, you have to do so much work. Like, you're going to hit them. Popo goes this way, Nana goes this way, like slightly different direction. They're going to go different directions. They're going to have different knockback. Popo is going to be trying all kinds of things to trap you, and your goal is to somehow kill Nana or kill Popo or put Popo in a bad position and then edgeguard Nana. And it's like, man, how much can you really plan out of this? It doesn't feel solid compared to if Ices happen to shield here. Just very common. They happen to shield here or go for, like, if they had thought this might be an approaching nair or drill, like right here, and they just shield, and yeah, he's a little close, so maybe there's a chance they're worried about the cross-up drill or something right here, but it's just this crazy risk, and if you hit it, It's interesting that Nicki does get the shield, but it's kind of like a weird spot where he gets like a power shield, so it sends him too far. Whereas if he had gotten the normal shield, he could have just gotten a grab. And like Nana, because he power shielded instead of held shield, Nana's shield's like a little slow. And Cody just manages to capitalize off the spot. But like I said, it gets really chaotic. Like, what do you do here? What's the right option here? Very difficult to calculate. Very, very difficult to calculate. What is the correct exact option right here? What will Nana do? Calculate her probabilities based on the percent. Calculate what Popo might do. And Cody just runs in and grabs Popo, which is a great choice here, except Nana. And Nana's here waiting. And so, like, this is basically like a combination of multiple high-risk options. Like, high-risk option. Guaranteed option, the Nair's fine. Pretty high-risk option, but a really good spot. I don't know what else. It feels like you're probably going to get Popo here. But it just puts him off stage in this really, really bad position. And, you know, potentially dies off of this. This is another one of those spots, though. I feel like it's better as Nicki to space a wave dash here and go for a grab, personally. Because you can literally kill out of it, guaranteed, if you hit it. Whereas this is basically just giving Fox one more recovery above the stage, which you can hit, you know, but I think, like, his options were so drastically limited here that some kind of setup into a grab is not out of the question. I think that would have been really good there. And there's a few spots where I think they could have gotten Nicki killed. Really good read, going to ledge. He hadn't been reading him going to ledge before this. He's been staying on stage a lot, so he gets that as is really good. I think maybe going to ledge a little earlier with Nana on the ledge and then having Popo up on the stage is probably better. But he gets the early kill because of his... Better as like a general rule, but I think he gets the early kill there because of a really good read on his end. Cody once again sort of fighting into the chaos, which he's very good at. And pretty sure he just cleans this up. I'm not sure how much mileage can Nicki get out of this with the Popo. Oof. He's got 32 damage. He's really getting the damage on there. Cody manages to clean up the edge guard, but Nicki's Popo is not worthless on its own. It's always getting some mileage. Whether it's getting a kill or it's getting some percent, he makes sure to stay super honest with Popo and always make sure to, like, get as much mileage as he can. And this is rough. This is rough. So I think from Cody, the neutral of this stock is good, where he dodges the invincibility, uses the top plat, moves around. I think that this full hop is crazy, though. Like, you could just die for this. Like, it feels like he wants to make something happen. He doesn't want to be too passive, so he just ends up playing this sort of like, well, I'll move around in neutral for a second, and then I'll do a mix. Which is the Cody style in general, honestly. But against Ice Climbers, they just have so many ways to defend against stuff like that. It feels too risky to me. But he ends up with this perfect spot here. This should have definitely been an air dodge from Nicki, but unfortunate. Very difficult position to play. So he kind of just almost an SD, but it was really good for Cody to actually hit him there. Oof. Oof, this is like another SD from Nicki. He SD's Nana, at least. He manages to make it back. There's the drill grab. Cody adapted. Much better than the drill shine against Popo. Okay. And I think the full hop over here is definitely more solid against Popo. Like, he gets here early enough. The cross-up has kind of already happened by the time Popo is, like, ready for the situation. Like, Popo can't up air this on time. So I think that was like a good up air setup. And it's like, it feels like when Cody is against just Popo, sure, he'll lose every now and then, but the strategy of just kind of running in and throwing stuff out in a smart way is just so much stronger against a solo climber than a dual climber. But once again, Nicki's getting his little bit of mileage out of everything. He's not making it easy. That's usually what I tell people as a Popo. Like, when Nana dies, your whole goal is just to not make it easy. It doesn't really matter if you spend a minute and a half and not much happens, and you just kind of die eventually. That's okay. It's way more important to make the Popo count. You need to put the mental load on the Fox player of dual Ice Climbers. Hard. Single Popo, single Ice Climber. Hard for his own reasons. Obviously a little easier, but it needs to be like a fight. If you just make it that every time they get rid of Nana, then it's just kind of like a freebie cakewalk on the solo climber, then like it's so much easier for the Fox to just zero in big time on gimping Nana and it just kind of like ignore everything else. So yeah, this is crazy, right? You would never think that Cody loses this game, but he makes a few errors and these errors add up. So this is error number 1. Error number 1 is attacking in this spot. We already went over that he died last game from attacking in this spot. And you think, like, I feel like this character just somewhat defies logic in terms of scramble situations. The Ice Climber's, by far, I've said it before, by far the most complicated character in the game. By a lot. And you would think that when you do this down air, on normal characters, you're like, okay, it's fine. Like, they can't really get me. But look at this. Shine and Nana instantly down airs him out of this jump. Or, like, Nicki uses Nana to do it. But it's like, you just, look at this. This is perfect low down air right here. And it's like, there's a world where he just gets grabbed here and dies. And so these positions, even if based on a normal calculation, oh, I'm hitting the back of their shield, it's fine, you don't want to be in that spot. Like, you don't want to be attacking them in a position, like, if you ever have a spot where you're like, well, as long as nothing goes wrong, this will work out. This is not the character to think, well, as long as nothing goes wrong. Things will go wrong, everything will go awry, and that's why the only thing that can save you is playing it nice and simple, and looking for the spots that you can understand. If you do not understand exactly what's happening with the Ice Climbers at this particular moment, or they're completely synced up and they could be doing literally any action, usually you don't want to just press in with a mix. You can threaten them, but going in for like a committal mix-up when they could be doing literally like one of thousands of actions is not the play. And by the way, Cody does not SDI a single down throw down air this entire set. Reasonably so, to be honest. It's not like he's getting down throw down aired multiple times in a row in every handoff. Nicki and the other thing is Nicki also does end a lot of handoffs somewhat early. I think there were a bunch of opportunities during the set where Nicki could have done a down throw down air into a guaranteed kill that I think would have been a good idea to do it there, but he doesn't. So when he does down throw down air at this percent and actually does use it to get to the exact percent he needs for the kill, like right there, I think it's kind of like it's a very good mix up. Like, he's not tending too much towards using down throw down air every time. And he's also making sure to occasionally use it to get some percent. But I do think is that you should be testing the Fox as much as possible with down throw down air. Like, I think that if the Fox has not shown an ability so far in the set to SDI down throw down air, and there are still timing mix-ups with down throw down air, you know, the down throw down air should have been coming out a lot more, especially like game 1, he could have gotten that kill. He managed to clean it up anyway, but like, he could have gotten the kill. So this is something Cody's doing that's a little outdated, is that if you get the grab here, you go for the down throw. I don't think this is super good. I think there are ways for it used to be this thing that if you grab one of the climbers and you throw them down, the other one wave dashes in to try to help, and they just get hit, and it was this like, wow, down throw is totally broken against Ice Climbers. I have seen what they can do to it, and it is not that good. I think generally here, up throw or back throw would have probably been better. Honestly, even like the fact that like he comes down and doesn't immediately get the grab, like he misses the first grab, I think going for the second one here is a little greedy. And so maybe Like maybe he's in like a position where he's like, well, the invincibility is gonna end, so I'll probably do this. But I basically think if you come down and you go for that instant grab, like I talked about in the Aklo set, up throw or back throw is definitely better. And if you miss the first grab, I would not recommend going for a second one because you're not gonna be invincible. And Cody does get away with this. It's not the easiest punish in the world right here, but there are ways for Popo to punish it. I'm not exactly sure exactly what they do. Maybe like CC the lasers and down smash or something. All I know is that they get me for it. And it's not as good as people used to say it was. Okay, great forward air. Great forward air here from Nicki. Covering the full hop to the top plat. I think this was so good. Or the side plat. It's so good. Covers the run in, and then covers the jump in, and then actually gets this up air tech chase out of it. This was such a good opening, actually. This was definitely like the game maker, is getting this opening. Although So yeah, this is game 2. He does kill out of this. He gets the DI mixed up here. I don't think this is super necessary. Like, I guess in this spot. Okay, so what I think is happening here, I can't verify from both players, but what I think is happening here is that Nicki is thinking hard of like, okay, I just did a down throw down air to get extra percent to kill. So, like, this is almost certainly what Nicki is thinking, but I'm not sure exactly what Cody is thinking here. But it feels like my guess would be that they're both thinking down throw down air right here. First of all, it gets the extra distance to get close to the edge, and second of all, you get the extra percent. So Cody is most likely trying to DI here to escape the down throw down air, and then this is like a really good mix up which kills her. And Nicki's like, yes, it worked, haha. And so it was a good mix up. It was a very solid mix up. I still think maybe I'm just crazy. I feel like there was some sort of way to do it without raw mixing up here. But I also think that, oops. Yeah, it's like he just gets this kill. And so the next stock when it happens, it's definitely a good mix-up. And it ends up working, so I'm not going to question it. Feels like maybe he could have maximized a little bit more out of this. But I think that, you know, Melee's not always that simple. Sometimes the real optimal combo, both in the game and, like, mentally, like, maybe going for all of this to bring it back and trying this extra long, like going for a tech chase or something here, going for some sort of extension. It's very possible that Cody gets out and causes some sort of ruckus here. And so him being like, all right, I'm going to go for the mix-up. You're probably going to DI out for the down throw down air because of the last stock. And that way I can just kill you and get it over with and move on. Could be like an overall really good decision based on the flow of the match. And look at this. Cody, he's just going in. He's just risking it all. How did he even get grabbed this time? I can't remember. Was it the down air? No, he got the fair tech chase. Yeah, okay, that was really good. He comes back, and you would think that Cody would come back. And this is also something I was thinking while I was watching this match earlier, is it feels like Cody plays so high risk and so high octane against ICs that, like, last stock situations, he seems to, like, want to slow it down a little bit, but doesn't really seem comfortable slowing it down. So he ends up, like, just kind of going in and like, oh, okay, I'll just fight it out. These I really don't like. He does so many of these throughout the set, especially later on. Like, where he'll just do a down tilt at this range, as if they're just going to wave dash in, like, every time. And it's not a bad positional read. I'm pretty sure if they wave dash in here, they might just CC this or ASTI down and kill you anyway. But Nicki makes a great decision here, jumps over it and down airs. I like this because it would also beat Fox grabbing into the corner and short hopping into the corner. And so he gets this down air, down smash, which was really clutch. This is what I'm talking about with these edge guards that I think Nicki could have done better some of the other times, is just immediately put Nana on edge, because then you just get this reaction here. Like, why not just do that again? That's what I feel like. I feel like, first of all, like, why not do it again? The other thing here, and maybe, there's a lot of spots where it looks like Nicki could maybe do this super optimal situation, but the windows are always really close. And, you know, you got to keep in mind, he's against Cody, really high-ranked player, at a big major. There's a lot of pressure. It does tend to make you go for options that are a little bit more guaranteed. So even though I think maybe here he could have done a waveland grab, I think the back air was a pretty solid option. I still would just want Nana on the edge here. It just feels so scary that Cody could get back, but he ends up looping this edge guard and then gets the handoff here. Goes for the down throw down air. This time Cody is not expecting it at all, and then sets up for the up smash. And so he makes this crazy 3-1 comeback. You can see Josh Man here in the background like, what is happening? Look at him, he's like, what? Okay, so Nicki ends up 2-0, and if you play a character who has a really strong counter pick in a matchup, this is such a good feeling. Like, Nicki is like, alright, I got 2 games on FD, and as Cody, you're thinking that too. You're like, 2 games on FD? That's a little rough. Maybe slightly less rough if you have like a secondary pick, like if you have a Peach for FD or something. And Fox doesn't do badly against ICs on FD. It's just the chance that something could go a little wrong is way higher. It's like the chances that something can go wrong are way higher since you can't use platforms to reset. Although honestly, Cody has not been doing a great job of actually using the platforms to reset. So I would almost say that FD doesn't make that big of a difference in terms of platform movement, but it does make a big difference in terms of Popo's effectiveness, where Popo can do crazy FD combos. Although I don't even think that really happened. Let's see. So, okay, let's get into the neutral here. Cody, once again, he just moves around it this time. Still not a good option. You do not want to be attacking through the go on ICs. They have all kinds of nasty stuff here. And Cody's once again just sort of jumping in. Remember that, like, if they do this up air one more time right here, because Cody's basically creating a situation where it looks like he's gonna nair/drill in, and then he causes them to defend against that, and then goes for the full hop. But it's not unreasonable for them to shield for a split second here, like this, shield, and then see this, and then just up air right here. And at these 0, a lot of spots where you're going to get up air grabbed right here. So it's just risky. And once again, something to always watch for is when they get a low percent down smash off center towards the other way, is that it's a big tech chase. Cody just barely makes it out of that. That was like a really scary moment where it could have been a big tech chase. This is a small mistake that Nicki made a couple times this tournament. Never, ever go to the side plat here. Horrible, horrible decision. Fox can just ledge dash through here, and then you're trapped on the side plat, and it's really bad. Like right here, if Cody did not mess up this ledge dash, this was Cody's situation for sure. Like right here, just ledge dash, back air. This is potentially losing a stock as ICs. Do not go to the side plat here against Fox. Back off, shoot your icicles, get your back air, wall them out in this space over here. You do not want to go to the platform here. It's a big overcommitment. This is really good. And this is the type of edge guard I want to see a lot more from every Ice Climbers player. You go to the edge, Popo ledge dash, grab. Then you get one tech chase. If he had RTC'd here, that's a kill. This is like one of IC's strongest aspects, is they can get this edge guard on like every character. Where you just put Nana on the edge, Popo does a ledge dash. Ooh, and I really like this. This is part of why I have that hard rule of not doing this cross-up full hop on them, is because there's so many situations where they can actually get you with this. Like, right here, look at this. This is like at the very tail end, and he's like at the very, very tail end of this, and he's still able to catch the full hop. It's basically just like a big blockade right here that ends any sort of these dash full hops. Whereas, you know, look at this, and it feels dangerous. I know it's counterintuitive, but if Cody right here had jumped to this spot on the side platform, he's completely safe. As scary as it sounds, because they can maybe read it with wave dash full hop back air, sure, But if they do that and you are not there, you're just going to jump up and do shine, back air, whatever nonsense, and their stock is gone. So it's super high risk from them to attack this part. Very low risk of them to attack this part, especially here with the up air, because look where he ends up. He ends up right here in the corner to perfectly pressure what Cody's doing. And my intuition tells me that this was a missed wave dash. I could be wrong. My that should have been a wave dash senses are tingling, where I'm like, no, I feel like this was a wave dash to edge and he missed the wave dash, but I could be wrong there. And that was crazy. What are you doing, Nicki? What was that? That was some tournament nerves of like Cody just walls. Once again, these down tilts are kind of fine after the wall. I think they're pretty solid pressure. Like I said, there's a couple spots where he uses it in not good ways. I think right here was definitely not good. He gets a little bit like overly, oh, I'll just hold down and down tilt, and I think that it works out for him a good amount of the time, which is why he keeps doing it. But ultimately, it's kind of it's like the equivalent of like going for Fox raw up smash in neutral, kind of, where like, first of all, I think there are spots where he could raw up smash in neutral where he goes for the down tilt, but like I also just think that setting up for shines and aerials and stuff like that is a lot better, rather than making this down tilt position where they could potentially just shield it or like crouch it or whatever and punish you, or jump over it and back air you. Once again, Cody gets the back air loop, very solid. And check this out. So Nicki does this big read into the corner, and if Cody was just sitting right here, he would still be okay. It would be a little scary. Maybe you want to hold shield, but just notice that they are never attacking right here. It's always going to be this part of the side plat. That is how it goes every time. Attack that part of the side plat. Cody comes down, goes for the classic Cody up air. I actually think that while this up air is really broken against every other character, against ICs, you could probably just wait for the downs. Like, yeah, I was gonna say wait for the down smash and jump up and shine here, but I do see the appeal of up air being completely safe from the down smash. But I think if you end up hitting this up air, it's still not usually as high a payoff as hitting the shine and causing all this sort of edge chaos. Okay, great shine gimp by Cody. Sometimes he gets these where he just sees it and he's like, oh, okay, I can clean that up. And then he's usually pretty good about getting this. This was a great recovery by Nicki, by the way. This is like, if you play Ice Climbers or anything about Ice Climbers, this is super good, where Nana is fully invincible on her rising part of the up B until she starts falling. So you can't touch her at all, and she has a hitbox until the moment she starts falling. And it's really hard to hit her just at that moment. And so a lot of times you have to hit her a few frames late. And he does this really good up B height where Nana, she's just barely turning vulnerable as she lands, which makes it so that she falls to edge here instead of dying outright, which was a super clutch recovery, even though Cody wins this game. And yeah, it looks like he messes up the edge guard here, because this was very clearly like putting Nana on the edge, Popo jumps off type of material. And yeah, here's Cody fighting it out with the down tilt. Look at that. He gets it CC'd. And sure, he's at high percent, so it matters a little bit less. But look at this. Crouch it, you're just dead. Like, they were at almost 20% here when they get hit by this. Doesn't matter. Boom, you're dead. Down tilt's not as good as people want it to be, I think. A little bit of a mistake there on Nicki's end. He cleans it up, though. Crazy. This is a guaranteed edge guard. Like, put Nana on the edge, jump up, down smash. Guaranteed dead. I also think, honestly, Nicki's tech chasing is kind of weak, at least during this set. Like, I've played Army before when his tech chasing was on, and he would turn these, like something like this, where he gets this. This should be death if the Ice Climbers is reacting really well. And, you know, I can't talk. My RTC gets bad every third tournament, too, so I get it. But I do feel like if Nicki was hitting all of his tech chases, this could have been a lot easier in a lot of these spots to just kill. Right here, this is a funny spot. And this is why it can be beneficial to kill Nana while Popo is at low percent, is that when she gets to these percents, she's a lot more willing to throw out smash attacks. So this was just kind of like a random death for Cody, but he also, you know, he's just pretending like Nana's not here and thinking about Popo right here. So it is sort of, like, it does make sense. You have to watch out for that. It's not like she does nothing. He goes for the down throw again right there. Once again, I think what Akla was doing where he goes for up throw or back throw right here was a little bit better. While invincible. Okay, Cody gets the zoning on the back air. Ooh, this is the classic where you hit them in the first few frames of their up B before Nana's. Normally you would hit them in the first frames of their up B here before Nana actually starts catapulting off. So Popo starts these frames where Nana teleports over, but he hasn't actually thrown her yet. And so in the time before he's thrown her, she doesn't have this invincible hitbox on her going up. And so there's always this tiny window when Popo first does the up B where you can shine him for sure. And Nana grabs edge, so she somehow avoids it. So Cody does a good job here. He goes to the side plat. But I think he keeps doing this habit where he dashes into here and shields, because this is good against so many other characters, whereas if he was here, he'd be a lot safer. This drill, whew, risky drills, man. Risky drills. Like I said, I do not like approaching right above their heads like this with no other info. He's not thinking like, okay, I'll catch them out of a wave dash. He's not trying to catch them out of a desync. They're not caught in the air. They are just shielding with their back facing toward him, and he has decided that it is time to attack. And sometimes that's right. Sometimes it's wrong. It's just like a very raw mix-up that I feel like, you know, if you just have total faith that your opponent is not good enough to deal with it, then it's good. But this is just like a situation where like Cody can't do this drill any better. This is as well as Cody can possibly do this drill if he has already decided to do the drill. Whereas Nicki could have done this way better. He could have up-aired here instead of the back air. He could have SDI'd out, gotten a grab, could have SDI'd to the ground and gotten a shield. And not necessarily that any of those things are easy, but that Cody is putting the control of the situation here onto his opponent by going for this very like raw mix-up when he hasn't really secured a position to be able to do it. Great shine spike. Great shine spike. I do think he could have gotten a little bit more aggro right here. Like, I think he should have run back and tried to shine this probably, but very tight timing. Very understandable to not do that there. Just goes in. Like, what are you even going to do here if you get this drill? I think it's fine to pressure and stuff, but it just feels like he treats it like Popo can't do anything to him, which you know, I've said before is basically the Cody style in general, and most of the time he's just cracked and he keeps attacking and he keeps finding little ways to mix up and react, and his opponent can't really do much, and that does happen here, even though I feel like he didn't respect him and play the full neutral really. And Nicki goes for this really well-timed forward air, but just barely misses the edge. Like, I think this was a great fair if he landed on stage. And so it's the same as last game. Cody ends up 3 stocks to 1. And last game, Nicki got this early kill and then immediately converted it into 2 more handoffs. But this game, it's a little bit of a different story. So he gets this, boom, clean. That's what he needed to bring this back, just like last game. But the difference is on this stock. So these, I do not like these. I think these are so bad. Whereas, like, dude, if instead of down smashing here, or if the down smash was a couple frames earlier, Like, if he did CC dash grab here, Cody's dead. If he did slightly earlier down smash, Cody's dead. And then after the first one, Cody's like, I guess I'll do another one. Like, it's not too bad. But the second one could have gotten the CC'd too. Like, their percent is way too low. It's not like this guaranteed launcher at low percents like he treats it like. I think that the down tilt, like I said before, is so good at calling out these sort of really basic ICs options, like where they want to shield and they want to wave dash in and stuff like that, where you're like, oh, well, I'm slightly out of your grounded range, so I'm going to throw out this down tilt. But like if you really look at this situation, Nicki won this situation. This was basically another comeback waiting to happen. Right here, Nicki wave dashes in, gets the CC, and just misses his punish. And that's what leads Cody to this. But it wasn't actually like a winning situation, even though Cody won the mix-up to get in here. Like, because like right here, when this happens, this whole time when he's running in here, he's vulnerable. And then he creates this situation where he's also, again, vulnerable. So, not a huge fan of that. But he's so good at capitalizing on, like, the wacky situation that comes out of it that he makes it work most of the time. And Nicki just misses his... This was a really rough situation. As soon as this happened, where Popo's off stage, it's a really rough draw. This is, like, extremely difficult to actually deal with once you're in this spot. Nana's percent is really high. She's gonna die very soon. And, you know, he goes for the ledge dash here, but even if he hit this ledge dash, it's Fox at 10%, 2 stocks against Popo. Very difficult comeback to make. So, okay. The final game. And so now, remember, to win the set, Cody would have to win 2 FD games. And I've talked about it a little bit before. I think the best thing for Fox to do on this stage is actually play out of the corner. And for reasons very similar, you would think, okay, being in the corner, you're more vulnerable to the handoffs, right? But actually being in the corner, you're less vulnerable to all of their neutral options, because any sort of option they do where they move forward, you can potentially reversal them, hit them, throw them off stage, get a shine. And so it creates a lot more risk on their end to actually try to hit you. Whereas if you're in center stage here, the risk on ICs is just not particularly high. It's going to take a lot of time and effort to gimp Nana, and it's going to take a lot of juggles to eventually hit Popo off stage. So as the ICs here, you feel pretty comfortable fighting in center stage. You have a huge amount of space to wave dash back. If you down smash Fox from center stage, instead of him going to the ledge, a lot of times he'll just go to the corner and you get a tech chase. So it's not actually... The center stage is not really where I want to play super hard with Fox. And I think Cody just kind of goes in and gets it started here and starts throwing stuff out. I think this was a good approach because of the back of the shield, but it's still... Like, there are spots here where IC's right here does this Popo roll Nana back air, and you could just be dead there. But Cody gets the shine here. Nice, clean movement on the ground. Very important to have the clean movement here against if you're going to be killing Nana. And I like this down tilt. I like this down tilt. Popo's percent's a little bit higher. He catches him out of the dash back. I think that using the down tilt against solo Popo is definitely a little bit better than using it against both of them, just because the punish game is so much harder. The punish game is so much stronger, I should say. Cody does a really good job of just getting, like, the zoning here. Not zoning, getting, like, the sharking here, keeping Popo in this position indefinitely. That is Fox's strength on this stage. Once you get Popo in the air, he cannot get down ever. Okay. Yeah, and I do not like these. Cody just, like, okay, he moves around for a second and then runs in, which is the classic Cody. He does it against every character in the game. But this is not the same as every character in the game. This is Ice Climbers. There's 2 of them. Something will go wrong here and you will lose. And it does go wrong, and he does get caught. But Nicki doesn't quite capitalize on it. Yeah. He's still just trying to pressure. Like, it feels like he's just trying to make too much happen rather than causing them to desync first, causing them to be in an awkward situation first. I think this was good. Cody, My guess is he's expecting down throw down air here. Barely gets out. Big fan of forward throw dash attack. I think it's so good, but Cody just barely makes it out here. Instead of the ledge dash, very uncharacteristic non-ledge dash from Cody. Cody will almost always ledge dash there. Either misses his notch or decides to go straight in here. I do think that this is a spot where there's definitely a lot of options that you could do where, like, it is kind of scary that they're going to edge guard you here, but I think the ledge should become a little bit more welcoming at this percent, because look what happens if you get hit once on stage. So I understand this is just definitely like a raw mix-up, but you get hit once on the stage and you're dead anyway. So it's more of like a 50-50 rather than if I go high, I keep living, and if I go low, they can insta-kill me. It's like, okay, there's a 50-50. Either I go to ledge and they have a chance to kill me, or I go on stage, they have a chance to kill me. It's more of a coin flip. And so I think, like, the ledge becomes a little bit better than it would be if you were at, like, low percent. And yeah, he's going for these down tilts. These down tilts create so much of a positional advantage for ICs where, like, it feels like you're just keeping them away, but look what's actually happening here. So he's keeping them away, seems like. The first one is probably fine. He should not be going for the second one. This is just a chump check. He's like, oh, after the first one, you're just going to wave dash in and give me the down tilt, right? Not the case. It actually just gives Nicki time to leave and set up this returning Blizzard, which gives him a gigantic grab. Gigantic. So, it's a good lesson not to do double down tilt. Honestly, even the down tilt, a little scary. This was definitely a big possibility that Nicki could do. The down tilt to me feels like an option that you choose because a character is bad. Like, you just, like, everybody loves running down tilt in Fox Marth because it looks so cool and you get a big read. But over time, after people started using it a bunch, the frequency that you'll actually see it has gone steadily down, and it's because it's so committal that if you miss, Marth just destroys you. And if you hit, you only really got a down tilt. And so it's like, that's guaranteed. Maybe you can hit something out of it, but it's just not that good for, like, I would much prefer rather than this, let's see, wait, was it this stock that you got it? I don't know why I got thrown off. Yeah, okay. Yes, it's like right here. And I would much prefer Cody if he thinks that Nicki is going to wave dash in here, he could he could put like a shine here or a drill here, something that doesn't take too much time. Like, you can still get caught out of a shine here in center stage, or a double shine, or a drill. But the down tilt, it just creates this like this big long spot where Fox is down tilting. And like in this moment, it doesn't matter how fast Fox is. None of Fox's movement or anything matters. This is basically going for, you know, any random character could do a down tilt like this. And so Nicki gets this setup, really good Blizzard setup using the second hit of down tilt. Just wanted to point that out one more time. Really good. Cody does the second down tilt. And it's not that he directly punishes the down tilt, but that the down tilt causes Fox to be stationary for so long, even if it doesn't get punished, and it puts him in a spot where Nicki gets fantastic Blizzard grab there. Oof, he's building up the percent. And he missed this every time he did it, which is unfortunate, because I feel like this is one of those things that Nicki probably always hits in practice. But and notice that Nicki doesn't really have to try to make anything happen in neutral, and I actually think that is definitely towards his favor. I think ICs, when they don't really have to make anything happen, and they, especially against Fox, if you don't have to make anything happen, and you can focus purely on the counterplay of just, oh, what if Fox attacks here? I'm going to counter it like this. What if Fox attacks here? I'm going to counter it like this. And the Fox is not trying to create desyncs and not trying to, like, work you into an uncomfortable position. it's so much nicer to play neutral because he's basically just doing like wave dash shield. Like he's basically just like, he basically gets close to Cody. And he's like, hey, try to hit me. Try to hit me. I'm waiting. Try to hit me. I'm waiting. Try to hit me. I'm waiting. And then Cody's like, I'll try to hit you. And Nicki is super prepared for it. Cody does a really good fade back on this drill and dodges. And notice this is the spot where he usually goes for the down tilt. The down tilt would have been fine here. But I honestly still prefer... Not that one. This one. Right here. I honestly still prefer the dash dance here because you can make so much more happen out of it. You just have more options. Down tilt just commits so much, and it's very much like a... I'm really glad Cody adapted and stopped doing drill shine after like the very first one and switched to drill grab against Popo. Let's see what was I saying here. But yeah, I really like the dash there just to stay mobile. Because remember, the more you stay mobile, the more they have to move. Because they're not just going to stand there. They need to move when you're moving. So you don't get to set up your perfect spacing on them and stuff like that. So you move, they have to move because you're moving. It's hard for them to move. ICs don't have consistent movement. You're eventually going to find something. Whereas, like, if you stay stationary, it's very much like, oh, well, it's a mix-up on if you're not holding down. It's like, well, it's Fox Ice Climbers. Are you sure you need to play this very direct mix-up on whether they're holding down or not? Or could you just kind of move around and look for some sort of opportunity to, like, barely poke them? And... this is classic not having the matchup knowledge right here. Is Cody jumps to edge, assuming it will be safe. It's very easy to forget that Ice Climbers have this projectile. And he gets caught for it. And that was big. That was actually huge. Because this can very easily be like, let's say, a lost Nana. Like, Cody manages to kill Nana, does 30% to Popo and dies, comes back 2-2, could be big. So that icicle was super clutch there from Nicki, but also just a bad decision from Cody to try to go to ledge in that way. Like, I think you can right here, instead of jumping the ledge, just wave dash to the edge, ledge dash off, really good ledge escape there. Just a small error that probably comes from Cody not being used to playing against Ice Climbers too much. Okay, setting up the dash dance blizzard. This is why I don't really like fighting in center. Because if I was on the... Like, let's say Cody did this exact same double jump, but he was all the way over in the corner. It would be this situation where you're like, I'm going to drift back. Do you really want to chase me all the way into the corner? Maybe I'll drift this way and wave land in, and now your ices are stuck in the corner. But he's in center. They're at 0. What danger are they in here? This is just perfect Fox sniping time. And he gets this beautiful, beautiful grab here. Where he gets, like, beautiful grab at 0. The continuation here is what I really like. Grabs him there, gets this, into the tech chase. Perfect setup. This is, like, the future meta of ICs, basically. Is using situations where you're not going to be able to get the perfect handoff. I think there are ways you can get down throw up smash here. There's a lot of options they can use, but this one is really, really good. Really, really good. Puts you in this spot and you get this tech chase. Perfect. Except he messes it up once he gets there. But that's not the point. It looks like he went for down throw down air here and just messed it up. That's what happened. I see. But great setup. I would like to see more of those. Oof. How does this happen? Ah, Cody jumps off here. This is why it's a small thing, but I actually think short hop shine here is way better. Right here, doing a short hop shine, it puts you in a position where you can shine turnaround, drop to ledge really easily. You don't end up with this accidental fly off the stage. There's double jump options. I think the short hop here is way better than the runoff, personally. Great shine killing Nana. I'm actually shocked too that This is an example of the down tilt being really good after that nair. That was super good. But, you know, like I was saying earlier, it's kind of like an up smash. You kind of could have just, like, done, like... I think it's probably a little bit better than the up smash, but it's not like it's, like, a game changer when you hit that down tilt. It's just, like, a pretty solid option. And I think Cody over-relies on it sometimes. Ooh. And Cody does a good job getting Popo in the air. Like, once you have Popo in the air on this stage, it's just over. Get him in the air, and he can't really get down. Impressive to me that, once again, Cody is up. Like, game 1, dead even stocks the whole way through. Game 2, Cody has a 3-1 lead. Nicki wins. Game 3, Cody has a 3-1 lead again. Cody wins. This game, Cody's got a 2-1 lead, and Nicki wins. And my guess, sort of, on this is that it's just Cody has been playing this crazy high-risk style. Crazy high-risk styles, when you go down to the wire or you feel nervous, stuff like that, it's really hard to stick with them and to do them correctly. And so, like, Cody starts missing a little bit here. And this, so first of all, this is a dangerous drill, but I think it's just sort of based on this timing mix-up. And I think that against most characters it would be good, but Ices have one of the fastest short hop fastballs in the game. So they're going to do this short hop fastball. Like, look at how fast even this one is by Popo. Look at this. Whew. You cannot punish that on reaction. Like, look at how fast these are. Boom. And so, like, Cody's trying to get in and punish after those back airs, but that is not the play. And he manages to get the shine there, and it looks like he misses the second shine on Nana right here. He misses the wave shine, I should say. And so he's just, like, this is just crazy. I think Nicki could definitely use that thing where Popo rolls and Nana does the back air. I think he could have gotten Cody with that a bunch of times. Like right here, for instance. But turns out he doesn't need it. Cody overcommits right here to the edge guard. He's just trying to get rid of Nana a little too hard. Just a little bit too hard. That's not... I've done this a ton of times, and this forward throw does not give you a shine here. You cannot get there in time, like usually. And it ends up costing him the set, basically. He tries to go for it. Nicki catches the double jump. Gets this down smash. I'm not sure what Cody's saying here. It's possible he tried to notch the edge. I can't read his lips there, but my guess is he tried to go to edge there. And notice that Nicki he just hasn't really had to make too much happen. Most of the time, it feels like Cody can kind of jump in, and he's just going to kind of do stuff. And like this, like, Cody's going to jump in, he's going to go for some crazy high tech skill, high execution thing, and all Nicki has to do is poke a hole in it. Yeah, and I feel like I've been a little bit of a hater on the down tilt this set. The down tilt is still good, don't get me wrong, but I think it's very easy to accidentally overuse it and to over rely on it. But and this is what happened, and this is part of the reason where I just don't think it's worth going for too much, is that, like, yeah, you get this, but it can go wrong. You have to, like, have consecutive wins after the down tilt for it to really mean anything, whereas just getting something like right here, if he just does like run through short hop back air instead of this down tilt or something like that, or even after this down tilt, if he does this up air and then just chills for a second rather than continuing to try to push this interaction, he could be in a little bit of better shape. But he has so much confidence in every scramble and his ability to just force his way in that I think this position actually got him a couple times where they're on top of each other and he can't see the down air coming out at the last second. Like, he got caught with a few instant down airs where he didn't need to, and I think it's because he's just kind of planning on continuing to win every single one of these close-up interactions, and it's very difficult to calculate all those. And that's why I think, like, a little bit more systematic, a little bit more not directly in their face would have probably helped him a lot. And Nicki gets this. Like I was saying before, especially in the era where everybody holds down smash, knockdown, tech chase in the corner, so strong. Definitely one of their strongest tools. And he closes it out with a really good handoff and then just looks completely shocked. It seems like he's even confused what exactly happened. But I think what did happen is that Cody had a lot of vulnerabilities that set. And honestly, Nicki could have hit them even harder. There's a bunch of spots where Nicki could have torn them apart even more. I think that Nicki basically just held it together in enough positions that Cody's mistakes kind of added up and caused him to lose that set. Like, I think that Cody wasn't comfortable enough using the platforms, and he wasn't comfortable enough playing somewhat long neutral, and he also wasn't comfortable going for a lot of like organized setups. You know, like you've probably seen spots where they get that shine and they wait for Nano to jump, full hop out, shine, go to the ledge. Aklo got a couple of those. Some Foxes get more. But Cody just didn't really have any of those. He had a lot of like, well, I'll separate you and then I'll just kind of tear you apart. And it's like, that is a great strategy if there is that bad. And I've heard Cody talk about it a lot, and he's always been like, it's so sad that ICs just can't do anything against Fox. Like, I just kind of jump in at them and they melt. And to be fair, that has been the case many times over. And I think that a lot of the mix-up he does, like the mix-ups he does against them, they do play to his strengths, and he does create a lot of uncomfortable positions for IC's players that can throw them off their game plan. And he's so good at covering the spots where he has an advantage that he can kind of make it work. But overall, I think his plan has a good amount of work to be done on it. I think he can avoid the positions where he's most vulnerable, like trying to pressure them from the corner when they're right under the side plat, like dropping from side plat to attack them. Those are not wise positions to be in. I think he needs to work on how to open them up without just randomly aerialing in with like a sort of ambiguous mix-up on left or right, because they have really good up airs. Like if I was playing Cody with Ices after watching this, I would just sit there for a few seconds, and then as soon as I see him coming in, I would do short hop up air, because he actually did not do... I would either short hop up air or wave dash back / CC, because he basically just didn't do that many nairs. He kind of just jumped in like every time, and it's basically just giving it to the ICs to be like, can you actually deal with this? And so that's kind of my opinion on the set, is I think that Cody a lot of times puts the he puts the stuff on the ICs that like, okay, are you good enough to make it happen? And in this case, then ICs was finally good enough to kind of make it happen and not just get overwhelmed by the speed. I do want to say though, is that it does feel like if Cody hit all of his stuff and he was playing really well, I do think that Nicki might have been thrown off enough to lose to it. So it's not like Nicki should just be beating Cody every time or anything like that. But I think like from where they're at right now, Cody has more easy fixes to his game plan, and Nicki has some more like, oh, I should have gone for a grab on this recovery. Oh, I need to finish this handoff. And that'll kind of be the advancement from here. I think if Nicki hit all of his handoffs and hit all of his really, like, he would get the really good grab and then not quite complete it. If he hit all of those, I think this was kind of like a wash set. But yeah, it's always a little bit tough knowing with the really top players in certain matchups of like, did they maybe not play their best? Are they not super used to this matchup? Whatever. But ultimately, it's a really fun matchup to watch. I love watching Fox ICs, and good job to Nicki beating Cody Schwab. That's an impressive dub.